everyone, in this video we will cover the current affairs. I am Nuzhat Sana. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GK Today Academy app. You can attend the quizzes on this app for better practice, and after that you can also read the detailed explanation of the questions you have missed. For regular updates, please check our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. For hard copy books, you can visit our website gktbooks.com. Okay. Also, our latest initiative is UPSC Prelims Test Series for 2021 and 2022 in GK Today Academy app. So if you are appearing in UPSC Prelims, you may consider joining this. So now, without wasting any further time, let's get started. So today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 24th of July 2021. Starting with very first question, FIDE is the International Federation of which sports or game? So this is the World Chess Federation, the headquarters of which lies in Lausanne, Switzerland. So it was founded on 20th of July 1924 and consists of 195 countries. To commemorate the foundation of FIDE, World Chess Day is celebrated on 20th of July every year since 1966. Although its founding was in the year 1924, but we celebrate World Chess Day from 1966. So this day encourages more people to play and enjoy the game of chess. And the most important thing is chess originated in India, then it moved to Persia, and from there it spread across the southern Europe. Now talking about some more recent current affairs on chess. First of all, D. Gukesh is important because he has recently won the Gelfand Challenge 2021. So he is 15 years old and also the second youngest person to qualify for the title of Grandmasters in the year 2019. Then recently, India's Nihal Sarin has won the Silver Lake Open Chess tournament, which was held in Serbia. And in the same tournament, second place was occupied by Ronak Sadhwani and the third by Abhimanyu Puranik. So interesting fact is, all the top three were Indians. Then Abhimanyu Mishra is important because he has become the youngest grandmaster at just the age of 12 years, 4 months and 25 days. Then there is Levon Aronian. He is an Armenian American and recently he has won the Gold Money Asian Rapid Online Chess title 2021. Can you tell me Levon Aronian has defeated whom in this tournament? Then there is Hu Yifan from China and she has recently won 2021 Women's Speed Chess Championship. Also in the previous lecture we have talked that Vishwanathan Anand have defeated Vladimir Kramnik to win Sparkson Trophy chess tournament at Dortmund. And do remember that Vishwanathan Anand is one of the few in the world to surpass Elo ratings of 2800. So this was the quick revision of your chess current affairs. Question number 2. Which Indian state or union territory launched the Automated Auditory Brainstem Response System, that is AABR, for newborn hearing screening? So recently Punjab government has developed this AABR under Universal Newborn Hearing Screen program. So do remember that Punjab has become the first state in the country to introduce AABR system to manage the hearing loss in newborn and young children. So this is done under the Universal Newborn Hearing Screening program. Now apart from it, recently Union government has decided to set up Indian Institute of Heritage where in Noida, and the institution will offer master courses and PhD courses in various streams regarding this. Okay. Then apart from it, Tripura has recently launched Tripura Agar Wood Policy 2021 to promote commercial cultivation of agar. So basically this program aims to double the agar wood production by the year 2025. Then a National Dolphin Research Center is proposed to be constructed in Patna. Why? To conserve the endangered Gangetic River dolphin species in India. Then apart from it, recently Amit Shah has inaugurated the newly built Center of Excellence for Research and Analysis for Narcotics were at National Forensic Science University, which is located in Ahmedabad. This university is also called as Gujarat Forensic Science University. Fine. Question number 3. What is Amlex, recently developed by the Indian Institute of Technology, Ropar? So what is this Amlex? It is a oxygen rationing device. So actually this device will help to supply a required volume of oxygen to the patients while inhaling and trips when the patient is exhaling carbon dioxide. So this process would help to save oxygen which gets unnecessarily wasted. And the device can be operated on both battery as well as line supply. Now apart from it, India has decided to make CoWIN platform and open source for all the other countries in order to enable them to use this technology. Okay. Then there is Soberana 2. It is a COVID-19 vaccine conjugate of Cuba. Then IISc Bangalore was in news because recently it has developed a heat tolerant COVID vaccine. So now it can maintain the temperature of vaccine at 37 degrees Celsius for 1 month. Can you tell me for 90 minutes it can maintain how much temperature? Already I have told you in the previous lectures. Now as we know that Covishield must be kept between 2 to 8 degrees Celsius, while the Pfizer vaccine requires special environment at minus 70 degrees Celsius. Now apart from it, few days back IIT Hyderabad has developed Covi Home, which is an artificial intelligence powered COVID-19 test kit for self-testing at home. So as per the team, this kit can provide COVID test result within 30 minutes at home for both symptomatic and asymptomatic patients. Then few days back, we have talked about IIT Guwahati because it has developed smart window material which can automatically control climate of buildings. Also, IIT Guwahati has found the ways for better water management policies in India through virtual water analysis. IIT Ropar is also important because few days back it has developed a CPAP machine, that is continuous positive airway pressure machine, and named it as Jeevan Vayu. And a weather forecasting system has been developed by IIT Kharagpur few days back. And apart from all these things, we have already seen that IISc Bangalore has topped the ARWU rankings in the category of higher education institutes in India. Question number 4. Checkmate stealth fighter, which was making news recently, is associated with which country? So recently Russian aircraft makers unveiled a prototype of the stealth fighter dubbed Checkmate as per the statement from Rostec, which is the state-owned military giant and responsible for exporting Russian technology. So the sneak peek of the new 5th generation lightweight single engine fighter jet was unveiled to the Russian President Vladimir Putin, and with a combat radius of 1500 kilometers and 7 tons of combat load, this unique fighter prototype has not been developed before in Russia. Apart from it, recently Russia has conducted successful test of its S-500 air defense missile system. Also, we have seen that Pune-based SII will produce the Russian COVID-19 vaccine Sputnik 5 in India now. Then, India has obtained a commercial offer for delivery of 21 MiG-29 fighters. So actually the decision to produce these fighters from Russia was made by India's Council for Defence Purchases in the year 2020, and currently Indian Air Force has 3 squadrons of MiG-29 which are operational. Then apart from it, Russia had invited India for the very first time to the Russia-US-China Troika Plus meet on Afghanistan. So this meeting aims to discuss the role of Taliban and the future of the landlocked country among other issues. So as per the report, Iran has also been invited for the meeting, and Pakistan and representatives from Afghanistan are also expected to take part in the meeting. Apart from it, we already know that Russia has formally exited from the Open Skies Pact. And now you have to tell me which two countries have officially announced to extend TGNFC, means Treaty of Good Neighborliness and Friendly Cooperation. Write the name of both the countries in the comment section. Question number 5. Faster, higher, stronger, together is the updated motto of which of the following events? So this is the updated motto of Olympics 2021. Actually, this was done to reflect the solidarity towards COVID-19 pandemic, and this had been the motto of the Olympics since 1894. Now let's talk about some of the important things regarding Olympics. This time the flag bearers for the opening ceremony would be Mary Kom and Manpreet Singh. Then flag bearer for closing ceremony would be wrestler Bajrang Punia. Then the flag bearer for Paralympics would be Mariyappan Thangavelu. Also, Mary Kom is the new chairperson of AIBA's Championship and the Veterans Committee. Then India's official Olympic theme song titled as Tu Thaan Le has been launched and sung by Mohit Chauhan, or you can say it as Lakshya Tera Samne Hai. Then NZOC, that is New Zealand Olympic Committee, has selected the weightlifter Laurel Hubbard to contest in women's 87 kg category. So do remember that she will be the first ever transgender athlete to compete at Olympics. Then there is Mana Patel. She is the first Indian female swimmer to qualify Tokyo Olympics this time. Then there is Udyan Mane. He is the second Indian golfer to qualify for Tokyo Olympics. Then who is the first one? It's Anirban Lahiri. Then apart from all these things, the 2032 Olympic Games is to be hosted by Brisbane, which lies in Australia. So these are the important things regarding Olympics this time. Talking about BRICS presidency, this time it has come to India now, and for the G20 the presidency has come to Italy. Question number 6. Buddhist remains at Salihundam and fort at Gandikota, which were making news recently, are located in which state or union territory? So actually there are 135 centrally protected monuments or sites in Andhra Pradesh, and the monuments at Nagarjun Konda, Buddhist remains at Salihundam, along with Veerbhadra temple have been identified as Adarsh Smarak in Andhra Pradesh. So that's why it is in news, and the government provides additional facilities at Adarsh Smarak including Wi-Fi, cafeteria and various other things. Apart from it, fort at Gandikota has been included in government's Adopt a Heritage scheme. Now apart from it, Andhra Pradesh has launched its new Andhra Pradesh IT Policy 2021 to 24 on June 30. So under this, IT, Electronics and Communication Department would be transformed into Revenue Center in a bid to achieve self-sustenance. Hence, it is expected that it will create more than 55,000 jobs in next 3 years. Then there is IBRD, that is International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. It has sanctioned funds of 1,860 crore rupees to implement the SALT program. What is SALT? It is supporting Andhra's learning transformation program. Then apart from it, Andhra Pradesh has decided to set up India's first government-run ambulance network for animals. So this decision was taken in order to further boost the animal husbandry and veterinary sector in the state. And it is also the second state to implement power sector reforms. Question number 7. Which institution has successfully flight tested indigenously developed MPATGM, that is Man Portable Anti-Tank Guided Missile? So recently DRDO has successfully tested this indigenously developed low-weight fire and forget MPATGM. Also, DRDO has successfully flight tested the new generation Akash missile, that is Akash NG, which is a surface-to-air missile from integrated test range off the coast of Odisha. Then apart from it, DRDO has developed a high-strength beta titanium alloy recently, and this has been developed indigenously for manufacture of intricate aerospace components like landing gear, slat flat tracks, etc. And the key features of this alloy are good forgeability and high strength to weight ratio, which provides excellent weight reduction feature. Also, DRDO has successfully test fired recently an extended version of Pinaka rocket at ITR, which is developed indigenously in Chandipur off the coast of Odisha. And the 122 mm caliber rockets were launched from MBRL, that is multi-barrel rocket launcher. Then apart from it, DRDO has recently tested the new generation nuclear capable ballistic missile named as Agni P. Here P stands for prime. And this was conducted at APJ Abdul Kalam Island off the coast of Odisha. Also, DRDO has developed recently the CSS, that is Canopy Severance system for indigenous aircrafts in India. It is a type of escaping system for pilots in case of emergency. Okay. Question number 8. Which is the first High Court in India to begin live streaming of court proceedings? So the Gujarat High Court has become the first High Court to begin live streaming of court proceedings. Chief Justice of India N.V. Raman launched the first live broadcast of the court functioning. So the Chief Justice also announced that the Supreme Court will start the live broadcast soon, and this is seen as a step towards ensuring transparency and openness in the Indian judiciary. He also released the Gujarat High Court live streaming of court proceeding rules 2021. Now few days back we have talked that Supreme Court is to implement a system for safe digital transmission of its bail orders to jails across India. Then talking about Gujarat, NTPC Limited is to set up India's largest zonal panel at Rann of Kutch, Gujarat. Also, Common High Court of Union Territory of Jammu Kashmir and Union Territory of Ladakh has now been renamed as High Court of Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh. Also, Supreme Court has recently issued a notice to center on use of Section 66A of IT Act, which was scrapped in the year 2015. So already we have talked about this section in the previous lecture. If you want to know more, please refer to it. Actually, this act provides punishment of maximum 3 years in jail and fine on sending offensive messages through computer or any other communication device such as phones or tablets. Okay. So hence in result, central government has directed all the states and union territories to withdraw the FIRs registered under this section. Question number 9. Liverpool, which was removed from UNESCO World Heritage Sites, is located in which country? So recently UNESCO has removed the Liverpool city of United Kingdom from its World Heritage status. So this decision was taken after the UN committee found some developments which was threatening the value of city's waterfront. So UNESCO had announced that the developments including the proposed Everton FC stadium had resulted in serious deterioration of the historic site. And do remember that Liverpool is only the third site to lose its World Heritage status since the list began in 1978. And which are the other two that have lost their UNESCO status? First is Oman's Arabian Oryx Sanctuary in 2007, and the second one is Dresden LA Valley in Germany in 2009. So now Liverpool would be no more in the list of UNESCO World Heritage Site. Then apart from it, Whitetail Clean Energy Project is set to be established in United Kingdom. Also, India and United Kingdom have launched a new work stream to promote industrial energy efficiency, and this was launched under IDDI of CEM. What is IDDI? It is Industrial Deep Decarbonization Initiative. Also, few days back, Prime Minister Modi has participated in the outreach sessions of G7 Virtual Summit, which was held in Cornwall in the June month, and it was hosted by United Kingdom. Coming to last question, Ariel Henry was appointed as the new Prime Minister of which country? So he has been recently appointed as the new Prime Minister of Haiti because here the former Prime Minister Jovenel Moïse has been assassinated. So Ariel Henry is a neurosurgeon and former cabinet minister, and he will lead the nation until a new president is chosen in an election scheduled in September. Then Peru has its new president, and who is it? Pedro Castillo. Then new Prime Minister of Nepal is Sher Bahadur Deoba. New President of Iran is Ibrahim Raisi. New President of Syria is Bashar al-Assad. New Prime Minister of Israel is Naftali Bennett. And new Prime Minister of Central African Republic is Henry Mary Dondra. So these are some of the important recent appointments. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions. And at the end of the lecture, do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nuzhat Sana signing off.